What's good, YouTube?
What's up, guys?
Today we're going to do a video between us. I'm going to kind of talk about competition prep, stuff that we do differently, stuff that we found hard, both individually and as a pair as well, because obviously, you know, we've done different shows, which I think we've both agreed next time around we're not going to do different shows. We're going to do the same show if we possibly can. Obviously, if one of us or the other one doesn't qualify from the same show that we do, obviously then one will be prepping, one won't, but if we can avoid it, we will do the same show, and you will find out in a second why we say anyway. So yeah, that's what this video is going to be like, so just stay tuned and we will go through all the lows and the highs of competition prep. So I think the first thing we both kind of want to talk about is doing it together. Why we're going to do it together next time and what we kind of didn't enjoy as we're both doing different shows.
Also, if you haven't guessed, that means that I'm not going to be competing with Miami Pro next year. I'm going to hopefully try and move to UK BFF along with Sam. So
yeah, so that was I think Kay's decision as well, but obviously I think it's the right way to go.
Yeah.
We both believe that the UK BFF is the way forward for us both, and that we want to both get into the pro leagues, and that's the pro league that we both want to be in, so that's that one. The reason that for me, I think it's going to be, we're going to do the same show is purely because of the kind of mood you get into when you're prepping for a show, and it was very hard for Kay to understand what I was going through when I was doing it, and then it was a little bit easier for me to understand what Kay was doing because I had already done it and I know how it felt. But it was still hard because I was wanting to, you know, do more stuff because I finished the show, and Kay was like energyless and didn't want to do an awful lot. So that's for me, but I don't know about why you think we should do.
Personally, as an individual, I get stressed out quite easily, and I don't feel like if Sam hadn't have been through it before me, I don't feel like he probably would have given, obviously he would have given me support, but not to the extent that he did, because obviously he could relate to how I felt and he kind of pushed me to keep going instead of me looking for sympathy, and you know, I didn't need that, I needed someone to give me a kick up the arse,
so yeah, that's
why. In
a nutshell, we're going to both prep together next year round, so we're both not going to do a show this year, both going to take a good off season, and we'll do a show next year, so that's point number one, I think, or yeah, well that's just our idea number one, I guess. So okay, so point number two is post kind of show diet stuff, what we've done with diets, how our lifestyles now kind of changed, how it made us feel, where we're at now kind of moving forward, what we're both going to do, our plans, as we said before, we're both going to do UK BFF next year, so that's that. But where I think we'll start is with Kay's kind of how she was after a show, what she's done with her diet and where she's going to move forward. So I think Kay starts and then I'll go on to mine.
Okay, so today is actually 3 weeks post show. So what I've done in terms of diet, obviously first day after my show, pretty much ate what I want, binged, went to Pizza Hut, blah blah blah. And then obviously I went back to work the day after and I got straight back onto a reverse diet, which we kind of tried to work out.
Yeah, we've done between us. So to give you outline, because I kind of worked out with Kay, and a reverse diet, basically the process is of after a show, you should really do the first couple of days, you should be in normal schedule, so you shouldn't really binge. Both of us did wrongly, but that's what we did. I won't be doing that next year, but what you should do is you should go back into normal routine, in that you should do cardio in the morning and you should have a good workout. Now, I would probably do that for like 2 days post-show, kind of get your body back in, get your waters back up, and you know, fill your body back up a bit more, and then you can enjoy a bit more of food rather than going all out binge after a show.
I feel like I couldn't even eat that much, to be honest, after my show.
So reverse diet, basically you gradually, it's a period over about 3 weeks where you gradually increase the diet, so your carbs, fats and proteins, by a set percentage each week until you reach your maintenance level by the 3rd week, which Kay is now on, as she said. So as of tomorrow, she'll be officially off-season diet, off-season plan, so intake will be more. So that's basically what reverse diet is, if anyone's not familiar with reverse diet.
Yeah, mine's been going up, I think 30% we decided we did.
Yeah, well roughly, it all depends on kind of how much you've depleted, how you feel in yourself. obviously your stomach's going to have shrunken, so you can't just chuck loads in because you won't process it and you'll feel crap. So it's a process of how you feel as well. So we can't sit here and say 20% of protein was 150, take that, because it won't work for people. So it's kind of, but the process will be the same. So that's roughly what a reverse diet is anyway. So that's that. I didn't do that the day after cardio and all that kind of stuff, which I should have done. I didn't, but I did reverse diet slowly as well. I done one for about 2 weeks. It just lessens the fat that you put on, basically, because if you binge you'll put on a lot of fat quickly, and that's not what you want to happen. So yeah, that was that one. Moving forward, what are your plans?
Well, obviously I would love to compete next year. We've not got a show, obviously the dates haven't come out yet, so we've not got a show in mind at the moment. If I am to compete, it will probably be about April time.
Yeah, April, May time, that's what we're looking at, I think.
Hopefully one a bit closer than Portsmouth.
Yeah.
But as I said, like, it's really dependent on how I feel on myself. I mean, I really want to try and gain some good muscle, good lean muscle, some size, just have a really productive off season. I mean, I've not even been training that long. I think we've properly been training less than a year, so for me it's just really about making the most of off season and doing another bikini show as I enjoyed it. So
yeah, that's basically where I'm at as well. As everyone knows, I'm doing the Project Mass, which next episode will actually be up probably next weekend now, because we'll get some good footage next weekend. So following my off season, and it will now be Kay's off season. Yeah, that's basically my plan as well. Good off season. All I really lacked was some muscle. We both know we can diet down. We both know we can do it, which I think probably the most important thing we both learned from this whole show process. Knowing that mentally you can do it, because mentally it is a challenge and a half.
And if you can do it once,
yeah, you'll be able to do it again. Yeah. So that's our plan now. We both need to get bigger and go back next year. As Kay said, we're both going to look to do a show April, May time. Again, probably not going to do Portsmouth. If we have to, we'll do it. But
yeah,
if
ideally
we want to bring one a bit closer, because it was just such a long journey. It was tiring and stuff. So also, ideally London.
I would just like to add that I would like to do a show for Body Power, because last year was, well, this year was a bit of a struggle. Being able to eat the food at Body Power, and obviously Sam had done his show, so...
Although I didn't really take much advantage of that because Kay wasn't, so it wasn't like we could go out and eat together. Yeah. So I was kind of, you know, if I picked up a protein bar, I'd try it or whatever, but other than that, I had one cheat meal and that was it the whole weekend. So that again relates back to doing the same show together, because post-show I was finished and Kay wasn't, so that was quite hard for that one. So yeah, that's kind of what we've done afterwards and where we're moving forward, and that was point number 2. So point number 3 would be kind of our feelings before the show, how we mentally felt, because for me that's probably the hardest thing to deal with. It wasn't the hard work. Both of us, we're not afraid of hard work. We know kind of what it's going to take to get there. But the mental effects are something that we can't describe as best we can, but until you've done it,
it's really quite unexplainable.
It's unexplainable, yeah. So basically, when I was show prepping and stuff, Kay found it very, very difficult to understand kind of my mentality, where I was at, how I was not behaving, because I wouldn't say I was behaving. It was more my energy levels, just not being as normal, yeah, you know, like
like Sam's quite annoying and likes to pester me, so
yeah,
for him to just sort of sit there and not do that kind of stuff was, as nice as it was just weird, because it wasn't how Sam is, you know.
Yeah, all my energy was kind of focused on getting the cardio done, getting the workouts done, so anything over and above that was kind of a struggle. It even including
his girlfriend.
Including my girlfriend. We had some kind of birthday due to go to, and I really didn't want to go. But Kay didn't understand how I was fit. I must have been about 3 weeks out, something like that. 2 weeks out. So socially, at 3 weeks out, you don't want to do anything other than sit in your room and watch a film or watch some mindless TV.
Looking back now, I feel really bad for, well, I did drag you along. But...
So yeah, that was hard for Kay to understand. Yeah. So for me, mentality wise, it's just a phenomenal change as you get down that was very, very hard to deal with. But in my opinion, if you can deal with something like that, there's a lot in life that won't bother you then, because that honestly is the hardest thing I've ever had to do, is the show prep. So that's probably what I would say. If you're going to do, I'm not trying to put, I'm not at all putting people off, because it's the best thing.
It's worth it, so worth it.
But if you're going to do it, just prepare yourself, because it is a really hard, and there is many times.
If you're going to do it properly, you need to be mentally prepared.
Yeah, there are many times you think in your head that why am I doing this and all this kind of stuff. So I think that's where we've helped each other when we're feeling down in our competition prep, and we wanted to kind of, not to give up, but a reason to not do something, the other person kind of say, no, come on, let's get on with it and do it. So
although I feel like I couldn't really provide you with the same support that you did for me, because obviously I hadn't been through the competition prep when Sam was doing his show. So when he was moody, I thought it was something to do with me. I'd always think, oh my gosh, what have I done? But obviously I didn't realise that it was just the whole competition prep. But obviously I still supported him and pushed him through. But for my prep, I really have been quite thankful to have Sam with me and just really give me that extra push.
The experience, I think it comes down to. So I'd already experienced it, so I know what Kay was going through, so I know what she needed. It wasn't a kind of, when she felt down, it wasn't a kind of, oh yeah, to kind of be sympathetic.
Yeah.
And it was kind of, no, come on, look, pick yourself up and go again. Because if my mentality was that if someone said that to me when I was prepping, I'd think, all right, then I'll back off. But then you start to back off, where do you stop? So yeah. It's kind of, no, you need that extra push, like just come on, you're not far off, just do it now. So that was kind of how I was to Kay, which probably when she was prepping wasn't easy for her to take. But looking back on it now, it's definitely the best way to, yeah, it's definitely the best way to do it.
Yeah,
we both agreed on that, because obviously if I'd have said no, slow down, she'd have backed off and she wouldn't look as good as she did.
And I also, as a person, as I said earlier, I'm just not really, I'm not the strongest of people, and when I get stressed out I instantly think that's pretty much the end of the world, and I get really quite down about it. So
yeah, she just needed that push. And next year round, obviously if we're competition prepping at the same time, although we'll both be kind of, I don't think we'll be as moody because we know what to expect, so you know what to deal with, but we'll be able to do it together almost, so we'll both be moody on the sofa together or whatever, so it's fine. So yeah, that was point number, unless you've got anything else to say.
That's pretty much it.
So that's point number 3. Yeah, so that was that one. We'll go on to point number 4 next.
Which is... Okay, so last point for us is just generally talking about how prep has made us stronger as individuals and both together as a couple. I personally find that I've always been quite a sort of self-conscious person, you know, not really had much confidence, and this whole process, obviously coming third for me was a bit of a confidence booster, well, a little bit. Just seeing that, you know, I can put myself through that amount of, I don't want to say stress, but it is kind of, it's quite a stressful sort of process.
Yeah.
But I mean, mentally, you know, getting yourself in that gym, doing your workout, getting your food in, and really just sticking to everything, just so you can get to that one goal, you know, that stage day, and looking how you do on the stage. I think for me personally, it's just made me so much stronger as an individual, and I can realise that I can pretty much do anything. And then I would say together as a couple, I mean, we had this idea in our minds sort of about a year ago. We were toying with the idea of both competing. I wasn't so keen on it compared to Sam. Obviously Sam's been training a little bit longer than me. So, I mean, we always had this sort of idea that we would do it together and be quite successful with it, but...
We hope.
Yeah, but I think even more so now that we've both done it individually, I think that we could potentially make a future of it. I don't know, just what do you think?
Yeah, definitely coming out of Showtime has definitely made me realise even more that this is really my passion and my dream that I want to achieve in my life, is to make this successful, both the channel and competing. I think is really where we want to succeed in this. obviously we want to bring the good content, which obviously people are going to like, which I think highly depends on us doing well. Ultimately, people want to watch people that do well, people that are interesting, and people that have a lot to say and a lot of knowledge. So I think that's where we stand, in that we want to push it even further with obviously the channel and the competing. So yeah, I think it's gone from being a hobby. I've been training properly. I've been training for a year or so, probably about a year now.
Yeah.
But obviously socially I used to go to the gym, not really knowing what you're doing.
We both used to go in the gym and just be like,
so properly, we've both been training. I've probably been training not much longer, a few months longer than Kay has properly, but I had always been in the gym before.
Yeah.
But yeah, this as a team has kind of pushed us further. We both know exactly where we want to go, that we both have the same views, and we both know what we've got to do to get there as well. So.
And most importantly, we both share the same passion, which I think is such
an
important
Yeah, I
thing.
mean, if one or the other didn't share the same passion, we would either have to, we wouldn't do it, or the relationship wouldn't work, basically, if one person wanted to do it and the other didn't, because there's no way that it would work.
We spend a lot of, to be honest, we spend a lot of time in, like, with this lifestyle. I mean, you think we go to the gym straight after work, easy couple of hours in there, and then you get home and you food prep, so you know, if one of us wasn't to do it, the other one would be sat at home kind of like.
Yeah, it would be very, very hard to them to understand and also deal with it, and it wouldn't work. So my only advice would be to anyone, and I wouldn't tell people what to do, but if you're going to do this as a pair, make sure you're in it as a pair, not as one and the other is standing there, unless they truly support you and understand what it's going to take. Otherwise it's just a recipe for disaster. So yeah, without going on too much more, I mean, there's lots more we could both say, but we want to keep this video kind of shorter. So if people have got questions on stuff, then just either email us or just put comments down below, and we'll always get back to you guys. So that will kind of wrap up the video. We may do more videos like this talking about what we're doing together.
Depends how one always does.
Yeah, it depends how people take this, because it's kind of a different effect for us. It's a bit more formal, sitting down talking straight to the camera rather than being in the gym, being there, doing this.
Yeah.
So you know, we've bought all this kit and stuff to try and make it better, so hopefully it will make the videos better, and we will try and do what people like more as well to see. So that'll wrap up this video. If you stay tuned, next weekend we'll have Project Mass, which Kay will then also be in, which will go through the days. Probably put a bit of training there as well. We've got lots of training videos to do, which we are very aware of.
We've been training together a lot recently.
Yeah, so we're going to get some videos together. Yeah, we'll just keep moving forward anyway. So we shall see you guys on the next video.
See you later, guys.